Milan and Gina were not just any cat couple, they were the kind every neighbor admired. Loving, joyful, and full of laughter, they created a warm little home with their two sons, Bannu and Jinnu. Life was simple but beautiful. One sunny morning, they decided to take a short family trip. Jinnu, the younger one, jumped with joy, but Bannu, the older son, shook his head and said, "I have a big cricket match tomorrow. You go ahead, I'll stay." So, Milan, Gina, and little Jinnu packed up and left, waving goodbye. None of them knew it would be their last wave. A sudden accident on a quiet road changed everything. Milan and Gina didn't survive. Jinnu was found alive but badly hurt, crushed under metal and fear. The crash had taken both his parents and his legs. Bannu rushed to the hospital with his heart pounding. He thought he was prepared for anything, but nothing could prepare him for what he saw. Two cold, lifeless bodies wrapped in white sheets, and his little brother, lying unconscious, bandaged from waist to toe. When Jinnu opened his eyes, his screams echoed through the hospital. "I want my legs back!" he cried again and again. Bannu held his brother close and whispered, "I'll be your legs." And he meant it. From that day on, Bannu carried Jinnu everywhere, on his back, in his arms, rain or shine, no matter how tired he was. Jinnu still wanted to study, so Bannu carried him to school each morning and brought him home each afternoon. When Jinnu wanted sweets, they went to the shop together. When he missed the playground, Bannu carried him to the field, placed him gently on the grass, and played until Jinnu smiled again. Some laughed when they saw them. Others pointed fingers. "Look at those cursed kids," they whispered. "Their parents died. Soon they'll follow." Even some distant relatives began circling like vultures, pretending to care, but only for what was left behind. Within months, through lies and manipulation, those relatives took over Milan and Gina's home, their savings, and all the properties they once owned. Bannu, too young and too kind to understand how cruel the world could be, was tricked. He signed papers with trust in his heart, only to find himself and his brother out on the street one rainy night, with nothing but a small bag in each other. In the middle of all this love and sacrifice, one thing quietly faded into the background: Bannu's own dreams. Since childhood, he had only ever wanted one thing: to become a great cricketer, play for the Cat Nation, and make his family proud. But after the accident, Bannu buried those dreams deep inside his heart. Jinnu, though stuck in a wheelchair, never gave up. He started studying again, and with the help of Bannu carrying him everywhere, he soon discovered his love for writing. When his first book was done, he excitedly sent it to publishers, but every single one slammed the door in his face. With tears in his eyes but hope in his chest, he rolled himself to one last place, a well-known tiger publisher in the city. "No," he said flatly. "If you want to publish this, go do it yourself." Hearing this, Bannu knew what he had to do. Without telling his brother, Bannu decided he'd find a way. In the daytime, he continued being Jinnu's legs, but when the sun went down and Jinnu slept peacefully, Bannu went out. He carried cement sacks, cleaned warehouses, loaded trucks, and anything he could find. Blisters grew on his hands, his shoulders ached, and his eyes often stung with sleep, but he never once complained. Every coin he earned was dropped into a secret box labeled "For Jinnu's Dreams." After months of sweat and sleepless nights, he finally had enough. He came home one morning with the happiest smile and handed Jinnu a letter. It was the confirmation for their book to be published. Jinnu was over the moon. He hugged Bannu tightly and whispered, "Brother, I actually wrote another book too. Can we publish that one instead? It means more to me." Without hesitation, Bannu nodded. "Of course. Whatever you say, Jinnu." The second book went to print. Within weeks, it exploded across social media. People were crying, sharing, talking. But Bannu had no idea what the book was even about. He hadn't read a single word. He was just happy that Jinnu was finally getting the recognition he deserved. Then, one morning, while drinking tea near the roadside stall, Bannu noticed something strange. A newspaper front page showing a sketch of two brothers. One was carrying the other on his back. His eyes widened. It was them. The book was titled "A Brother's Sacrifice." Jinnu had written their entire life story: the accident, the sorrow, the cruelty of their relatives, and above all, Bannu's unstoppable love. It was raw. The final chapter wasn't just a conclusion. It was a dream Jinnu had painted for the world. He had written, "One day, my brother Bannu will return to cricket. He'll play for Cat Nation, because no one deserves it more than him." That single line sparked something bigger than either of them expected. A well-known cricket lion, once a champion himself, read the book and was moved to tears. He visited Jinnu and offered, without hesitation, to train Bannu personally. "I've coached champions, but your brother's heart, that's rare. That's what true winners are made of." Years passed. Now the same boy who once worked nights to fund a book stood tall on the field, wearing the national cricket jersey of Cat Nation. Bannu, with his head high and bat in hand, stepped onto the stadium ground. In the stands, among a roaring crowd, Jinnu sat in his wheelchair with a flag in his hand, screaming louder than anyone. The brothers who were once mocked, pitied, and called unlucky were now symbols of Cat Nation. The same villagers who once said, "You both are cursed, you'll die like your parents," were now cheering, wearing Bannu jerseys, trying to take selfies with Jinnu. Jinnu's second book became a bestseller. Movie producers lined up outside their small house to buy the rights, but Jinnu always said, "All credit goes to my brother. I only wrote it. He lived it." That night after Bannu scored his first century for Cat Nation, he ran to the stands. He knelt before Jinnu, placed the medal around his neck and said, "You didn't just write my future, Jinnu, you gave it back to me.